Hi everyone, I'm Laura Papetti and thanks for joining us for KREM 2 News at noon. It's been a little bit chilly today, a little bit of rainfall throughout the region, and so we want to get a quick check of the weather with Evan Narani. He is standing by in the KREM 2 Outdoor Weather Center with the very latest. Hi Evan.
Hey Laura, yeah, it is a cloudy noon hour now. Still some showers that have made their way through over the last several hours, and it looks like today is just going to be a cloudy and showery day out there. We've got much colder temperatures compared to where we were at this time yesterday. It's 10 degrees colder in Spokane than yesterday around this time, around the noon hour, and looks like we're going to hang on to these clouds for the majority of the day. Still several showers expected to come our way, but right now it's pretty calm for the most part. Wind speeds have died down a bit in the Spokane area. There are some spots where we see a little bit of those clouds breaking apart, but still the expectation of some additional showers into the rest of the day. Temperatures right now are largely in the 50s and 60s, but already over toward Moses Lake where those clouds haven't built at all, well, they've been able to warm up to the 70s. So 73 right now in Moses Lake. If you look at Spokane, we're at 57 in Pullman as well, and still some showers up towards Sandpoint at 48 degrees. So let's take a look at what we have going on as far as your setup right now goes. Still a low pressure system that's just kind of pushing showers in our direction. Going to continue to do so for the day, and then we see all of this wet weather kind of calm down for a bit. But notice that area of more heavy bands of rain that passed through Coeur d'Alene just several hours ago. Still the potential for some moderate to heavy downpours. So coming up in just a bit, we'll talk about the changes that we see on the way. It's not really quite feeling like July yet. We'll get more to that July weather coming up in just a bit, where we'll discuss what's in store as we head toward Saturday. Back over to you, Laura.
All right, my friend, thank you. We're going to take a look at today's top headlines. Authorities are investigating the death of a young black woman right here in Spokane. Now, many of you have reached out to KREM 2 News concerned about the death of 23-year-old Diamond Morrow. So here is what we know right now. Police say she died Sunday in Spokane's East Central neighborhood. There are limited details that have been sent to us on this case, but major crimes detectives are investigating her death, we've been told. There is a Facebook post claiming she was murdered in her home, and it has been shared thousands of times all around the world. Police say they've answered questions online from people as far away as South America. Investigators would not say, however, if foul play is suspected, and the Spokane County Medical Examiner says the manner of death is pending. So we are certainly tracking this story. It is developing, and we'll keep you updated on all the KREM 2 News shows as well as KREM.com any time of the day. And again, we continue to track that story. Also this week, the Spokane City Council unanimously voted against a proposed police guild contract, and most say it is because the contract did not give the police ombudsman independent investigations. So today, Nicole Hernandez has more about how this process from now on will move forward.
Yeah, so for now, that contract will go back to the mediator. They will help the police guild and the mayor's office come up with a new agreement, one that hopefully the Spokane City Council can vote yes on. Now, if that doesn't happen, if they can't reach a new agreement, City Council President Brianne Biggs says the Public Employee Relations Commission will take over. That commission would decide what parts of the contract need to be fixed by a neutral third party. The biggest debate right now is over the police ombudsman's role. They handle complaints and investigations with SPD. According to Biggs, state lawmakers may be considering a new law that would take the police ombudsman's activities out of the bargaining process completely. Then the contract would just focus on pay, benefits, and working conditions. And in that case, Biggs says the council would come to an agreement pretty quickly. So yesterday, KREM 2 talked with Bart Logue. He is part of the police ombudsman's office here in Spokane. We asked him whether he thought that contract last Monday night should have been passed. Here's what he said.
I guess the short answer is no. And the reason for that is I don't feel that contract took us to a place where it fulfilled the requirements of the city charter. Again, we're supposed to monitor all internal affairs investigations. We're also supposed to conduct independent investigations, and that aspect of it is pretty lacking.
So for now, the City Council doesn't expect anything to be complete for the next few months, at least up to a year. So what that means for Spokane Police is that everything will stay the same until a new contract is agreed upon. In Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Nicole, thank you. Chad Daybell is due back in court today. He is charged with 2 felony counts of conspiracy to commit alteration, destruction, or concealment in connection to the discovery of 2 bodies on his Idaho property. The bodies were those of J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan. They are the children of his wife, Lori Vallow. The children have been missing since September. Prosecutors have filed 2 felony charges against Lori Vallow, the kid's mom, for conspiracy to conceal or destroy evidence. The charges each carry a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison and will include a fine of $10,000. These new charges suggest prosecutors have reason to believe Vallow may have known the bodies of both her children were buried on the property of her husband, Chad Daybell. Neither Vallow or Daybell, however, have been charged in relation to their deaths. But again, Chad Daybell is due back in court, and we are following that. And as soon as it becomes available, we'll have more information for you on his appearance. At least 31 people are under arrest today as Seattle police took to dismantling the CHOP zone in Capitol Hill over in Seattle, otherwise known as the Capitol Hill Organized Protest. This came after Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan issued an executive order for protesters to vacate CHOP. Seattle police also regained control of the East Precinct, which had been vacated during this. The precinct was taken over by protesters after police abandoned the building, and that was about 3 weeks ago. Officers have mostly stayed out of the CHOP zone during the June occupation. Also coming in, Spokane will not be moving to phase 3 of reopening, at least not anytime very soon. Local leaders say it's due to a recent spike in new coronavirus cases. County commissioners say it will be at least a few weeks before we can move forward. Last week, Mayor Nadine Woodward advocated for fully opening Spokane, but this week she changed her stance, saying she agrees with local health leaders.
I think we're going to be in phase 2 for a while. So if the numbers are increasing in the amount that they are, I think we just need to stay where we are.
Now, Mayor Woodward says the decision comes from conversations with local experts. She says several new cases come from people gathering indoors, especially areas not encouraging social distancing.
This emergency has not ended. It's actually picked up pretty significantly.
Now, there are some discussions of Spokane moving back to phase 1. However, that decision will ultimately come down to Governor Jay Inslee, and it would be with advice from the state and county health experts. Also happening today in relation to coronavirus, the Spokane Transit Authority will resume collecting fares and begin requiring masks. Fares were suspended in late March amid measures to slow the spread of the coronavirus. The Transit Authority has also implemented a variety of new safety measures, both trying to keep their employees safe and riders safe as well. So here's what you might see. Protective barriers are in place between coach operators and the passengers. Spokane Transit Authority plans to increase disinfecting protocol on vehicles and within the transit facilities as well. Riders are encouraged to social distance, and there is no public seating available inside transit buildings at this point. So for a full list of the safety measures being implemented by the Spokane Transit vehicles and the authority, you can find that right now. We have it posted on KREM.com. Also, a missing North Idaho hiker has been found alive. That's in the Fernand Saddle area of the Panhandle National Forest. 37-year-old Joel Brown was found alive yesterday after being reported missing since Sunday. A volunteer search and rescue unit found Brown in a ravine. He was suffering from some mild hypothermia and was transported to Kootenai Health for further evaluation. Also, the Spokane Indian season has been officially canceled, though we had heard news about that before. The decision came out yesterday that all 160 teams in the minor league system would have their season canceled. One of the biggest reasons behind this cancellation is that the Indians and other minor league teams will not be provided with any players by the Major League Baseball system. This is, by the way, the first time the team has not played since 1957. Also, this information regarding Lime scooters. They are returning to the streets of Spokane, but we will have to wait at least a few more weeks for Lime bikes. As part of the relaunch, Lime is increasing the frequency of cleaning and disinfecting of scooters and then bikes once they resume. All Lime mechanics and operators in the field also have been required, or will be required rather, to wear gloves.